and myself. And it started over COVID when we were talking about TV studio production, but we kept hearing some feedback that not everybody was getting to rotate through positions. Some people, it was either you're really on or they're not really engaged. So Dr. Clark and I were thinking, what do we do? It's COVID. We're not sure what attendance is going to look like. So we decided, let's just do a TV show where we can bring people in as guests and students rotate through positions. If someone's quarantined, someone else would fill that position. So this was an idea. Instead of doing a project where we talk about the learning outcomes and then students do the project, let's flip the classroom. Let's turn it into you all, the students, are putting on a TV show. So you have buy-in, and we're doing an episode every single class.
Welcome inside Platt Arena. Well, Ryan, you and I had a killer opening, but unfortunately we had a little bit of technical difficulty, so welcome in. It's Holy Cross in Huntington University Foresters, and if you're just tuning in and unaware of some situations going on, the Foresters returned their best scorer in Lane Sparks into the lineup tonight, as he will be joined with Max Gizzy, Drew Goodline, Landon Jordan, and Jackson Paul. 21.5 points per game last year's Preston husband. And Ryan of Apple, almost called your Ross, just had him on the girls' game. Men's soccer after this, so you can just hang with us all night. And it is Holy Cross at 2-1. They're coached by Tyler Bradick. He was an assistant coach back here in Ty Platt's tenure. Great guy, and good to see him back with the Holy Cross Saints, as he led them to 2 national tournaments early in his time there. A little bit of up and down recently, as Sparks has it. First shot of the year is up and in, and it's the same Lane Sparks.
Yeah, that is what the Forces want to see, him getting up and firing early, and he does so there and scores his first basket back.
Now 1,634 career points. That is 23rd all time. He can get it done from anywhere, but we love seeing that lefty shoot that mid-range J, as now he's got a rebound as well. First shot from Phil Robase doesn't drop, and Jordan couldn't catch the feed from Drew.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great play from Drew Goodline. The Holy Cross player got back in transition defense, but Landon Jordan was rolling and just couldn't catch the pass. An unfortunate turnover.
Drew Goodline's been awesome to start this year. Not only is he averaging 16 points per game, 4.5 assists, and nearly 5 rebounds per contest as well. As Hostetler throws it over left side, that is Joey Garwood. Robles started his career at Purdue Fort Wayne, number 5 in the black jerseys tonight, as that one's missed. And again, a rebound on the defensive end. Up ahead, Jordan. Foresters maybe just pushing the pace a little too fast here with 2 early turnovers.
Yeah, they need to get back into their motion offense, a lot of passing. They like to do that a lot, and they just aren't getting that. I mean, you always want to get those transition opportunities, but when there's a when it's a 1-on-2 fast break, Landon Jordan surrounded by 2 defenders, you just cannot afford to throw that kind of pass.
Robles, the senior guard, working against Gizzy, one of the best on-ball defenders in this conference. O'Neal, Justin takes his first shot and misses. 6'4", big guard. Watch him tonight for this Holy Cross team. Sparks knocked down his first, and now he's knocked down his second.
And Lane Sparks, he is looking to light it up in his return game, and the Forester fans are on their feet. They're ready for a show.
Jokingly, I was texting back and forth with one of my best friends who's a big Forester fan. His name's Tyler Green. We said, why not just have Lane Sparks shoot it 60 times in his return game? Well, he's 2 for 2, 5 points, and a fast start for him in his return.
Well, you know he's going to be getting his shots up.
O'Neal working with Robles up top. He's 0 for 1 to start his afternoon, as Garwood missed his last 3-point shot as well. Good defense again by the Foresters. Garwood has to force it up, and Jordan's going to bail him out with the foul.
And that's what Landon Jordan has got to work on. He's a little bit of a hothead, and when you can get in those positions where they have maybe 2-3 seconds left on the clock, they don't have, just put your hands up. There's no reason to bring him down like that, because he's going to have to take a tough contested shot. If he makes it, he makes it. But you just you can't afford to bail them out with a foul like that.
Not only that, Garwood is 6'3". Landon Jordan is 6'9", with probably the best vertical in this conference. So if you stay straight up, you stay out of that foul trouble. And hopefully Jordan can keep that 1 foul for just a while. Garwood, who just knocked down that free throw, he's really good. Sophomore guard, first year with HC. Lights out shooter, 8 of 15 from deep, 17.7 points per game. So he's their go-to guy on the offensive end. Max Gizzi, the grad transfer from Marion, looking for the roll. Sparks fires again. That one misses nearly everything. Straight off the backboard. Rare big miss by Sparks. 2 for 3 now to start. An illegal screen going to be called on Aris Dooney.
And his hips were slightly out, and I mean, if you even slightly change position while you're setting that screen, that is an illegal screen all day, and he was clearly out of position.
Dooney is out there with Garwood, Robles, Hostetler, and O'Neill. That's the starting 5 right now for Holy Cross. They're still on the court here about 3 minutes in. Jordan quickly goes to work. He's bumped on his way to the rim. Dooney's going to pick up his second, I believe. Actually, it'll be, it will be number 2. It's 2 on the team, and he's going to have to take a seat as Jordan goes to the free throw line.
And that's something that Jordan, I think, could get a lot better at, is his aggression when it comes to scoring in the paint. He has such a high vertical leap that he can generally get those shots off on his opponents, and he just needs to be more aggressive on the offensive end, and he will get fouled. And like there, he's been struggling from the free throw line for his career, but if he can get that up, he can be a really deadly offensive weapon.
45% from the free throw line. It's not really progressed much throughout his career. He did have his best game last time out against Lawrence Tech, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 5 blocks. Misses both of them again, and the rebound pulled down by Garwood. Something he's going to have to get better at as conference play goes on, because Coach Alford wants him out there late in these games.
Well, his defensive versatility is why they want him out there.
Hostetler working with Robles. They did make a sub. Dooney is out. Caught inside. Nice turnaround jumper by Hostetler from Dublin, Ohio. He's averaging 8 per game. Replacing Dooney was, I'm going to do my best, Davide Brambilla. My Italian is not great, but that's what we're going to go with as Paul falls away. He cannot find that offensive flow quite yet as Brambilla knocked it out. If I'm saying that incorrectly and you know how exactly to say it, spell it out like you would say it in the comments section. I didn't get a pronunciation guide for Holy Cross, so we had to do some guessing. We did confirm several of the names before the game, but that's my best. Sparks falls away, can't hit that one. He's 2 for 4 now as it's pulled down by Brambilla.
You're usually a pretty good guesser with those pronunciations as well.
We do our best. Working in the soccer games with the international students has really taught me a lot of different languages as Sparks grabs that miss right at the top of the free throw line from O'Neill. Drew Goodline, inside Jordan, catches, misses an easy one, and then the foul comes late as Davide is going to pick that one up. And you guessed it, Jordan's heading right back to the free throw line.
Oh, and if you're the Saints, that's what you got to do. You cannot allow him to get those and ones, because a lot of Jordan's paints are going to come from inside the paint. And if you're Holy Cross here, you're going to want to foul him, get him to that free throw line. He's not shooting well from the free throw line this season, so make him earn it at the line, and that's what they've been doing so far. 3
personals, all of them coming against the big men of Holy Cross so far, as Jordan does knock down his 3rd attempt of the night, now 1 for 3. It is a 6-3 lead. We saw Sparks get off to that fiery start, as we often do with his first 2 field goals. Since then, he's missed his last 2. He's going to get a lot of looks as Jordan does go perfect on that trip, and now HU up 4, and we'll see. And we do know how to pronounce his name now. Roman Brouvier checking in from Liege, Belgium. His parents were in town during the last men's game, and they gave me a little description how to say that as well. His dad actually wrote it down on a paper towel for me to explain how to get that one right. So we'll make sure Roman's name's right on FDN Sports the rest of the year. Robles from way downtown misses. Sparks has been working hard on the boards early. Good line and lane, little handoff work. Now Roman's going to set the screen as Sparks goes to his strong left. Lane still going, and another foul called. That is 4 quick ones on the Saints.
And they're just being a little too aggressive on the defensive end. I mean, right there you could see him. I mean, Lane had his path to the basket, and you can't infringe upon that as a defender. If you push them out of that zone of getting to the basket, that is a foul.
That one's kept in by Hostetler. Gizzi not with the best pass, and Robles now has it in his hands. This is the leader for their team as far as holding on to possession. 14 points per game for Robles. We mentioned redshirted at PFW to start his career, so he's been at a few different levels. A great move by O'Neill as he misses. And now Jackson Paul running with numbers. Him and Sparks not on the same page. another turnover.
And those transition plays, they have just not been executing. You would like to see Jackson just take it there. I mean, all the defenders were not guarding him, and you gotta take that if you're Jackson Paul.
Oblace being guarded by JP, and now Lane switches off on Garwood. Joey, as mentioned, their best scorer this year, a lot because of moves like that. Just can't get the finish. A couple Foresters thinking, who's going to grab it? Well, Drew Goodline did. Sparks uses that step, gets to the rim, missed the shot. Brouvier is there to tip it back.
And that is something he does so well. He is one of the best offensive rebounders on this Forester team, and he gets them a lot of second chance opportunities.
He's been awesome to start this year. He didn't start today. Sparks jumping in there, and how about this? Brimbia knocks it down, the big fella at 6'8".
He's not the best shooter, but he can stripe it every now and then.
It's his first 3 of the year. That adds a little bit to his offensive game as Jackson Paul drives right, gets to the rim, strong move, can't finish. Davide Brimbia, stuff in the stat sheet right now, grabs another miss. Izzy, great defense, staying in front of Robles II. He'll now go to work left side, Hostetler. Brimbia is getting a lot of the ball right now, falls away from 10 and hits over the top of Jackson.
I mean, that is just the height advantage right there. He just was able to rise up, get it right over him. Jackson's not tall enough to get to it, and that's a beautiful shot from Brimbia.
He's averaging 3.3 points per game. Well, he's just gone over that on his last 2 possessions. He's got 5 straight. Goodline's first 3 of the night. No good. Kept alive by Brouvier, but too many hands in the back. And that will take us to our first media timeout. Forrester stuck in a tight one, 9-8 when we come back on FDN Sports.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
My name is Mark, and I love to play the drums. I started drumming in the 9th grade. That's when I actually had a drum set. I actually started playing in my mind when I was about 5 years old. My older brother was a drummer, and he was my idol. Now for me, fortunately, the church has been a place where I could play the drums, and so I always had an outlet, even every single week, where I could be playing the drums, and so I could kind of fit it into the rest of my
Back in Platt Arena, close game so far, 9-8. The Holy Cross Saints hanging strong. We do have one comment here to help us out. Looks like it is Davide Brimbia. I wasn't corrected on the last name, so we're gonna roll with it. But he's having a big start. Another foul on HU. Since that 4-1 start in fouls, Foresters have committed the last 2, and this time it looks like O'Neal might be heading to the free throw line. Caden Johnson, he just came in, and he's whistled in his first 30 seconds. It's not been the start to Caden's Forester career that he would have dreamt of, but he is coming off a nice game against Lawrence Tech last time out.
Well, and they need him to be big off the bench. I mean, he's our backup. He's the tallest player on our team that we need him to score inside and get those block shots. And right there did not go up vertically. He went over the defender, and when you do that, that's a foul. I mean, any day of the week, that's a foul, and he's just got to be careful.
See if he can pick up his pace offensively. See if he gets an early touch. Nice roll there. Gizzy yet to take a shot here tonight. Cade Brenner also checked in. Max into the lane, has to find Goodline. Drew off the dribble, now 14 on the shot clock. Goodline driving in. He's blocked by Brimbia, who's having an awesome start in this first half.
Well, and they keep finding him because he's doing everything well. He's playing good defense. You see there with the block, and he's scoring a lot as well.
Donovan Mukes out there as well. First time as Brambilla still trying to get it going. Intercepted by Goodline. He'll push the pace. Goodline, great athlete, but a tremendous three-point shooter throughout the last 2 seasons. Gizzy struggling to shoot it a little bit to start. Finds Drew, who drives in again. This time Gizzy does fire from the left wing. Too strong. There's KJ with no board.
And that's what you want to see from him. He's the tallest player on the floor. He needs to be getting those offensive rebounds.
Drew uses a screen from Roman, swings it to Gizzy. Second time on the way, and this time it's good.
And that's what they need from him. They have a lot of players who can initiate offense with Jackson Paul, Drew Goodline, Max Gizzy, but they need him to be a really consistent spot-up shooter for them, because when Drew Goodline drives like that or Jackson Paul drives like that, the whole defense collapses on those players and the chance of a lob to Landon Jordan or KJ. So he's got to be able to knock those down, and he does there. And
the stats have been pretty good. I mean, he's had some games where you look 7 assists, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 5 rebounds. Justin O'Neal blocked by Brouvier on the defensive end. But Gizzy has not shot it well to start this year. 18.2% from deep, and that's not like him. He's a good three-point shooter.
Well, and the Forester fans know how good of a shooter he is, because every time he faced the Foresters before he was on our team, he lighted it up against us.
26 points last year as Brouvier commits another, I shouldn't say foul, but does well on defense again. Brenner fires his first 3. That's too strong. There's Caden Johnson again. Another possession as Goodline thought about letting it fly. Brouvier has been a menace on defense tonight.
Well, he is one of our most versatile defenders. He is very great.
Brenner 0 for 2 now. KJ dives, keeps it in play. O'Neal is after it. Caden Johnson back up. That's good to see. Three-pointer on the way from Garwood, and he knocks it in to give the Saints the lead right back.
And that's perfect transition play there. They had a 5-on-4. The shooter was left wide open, and he cashed in on the transition offense. That was a great play from Holy Cross.
So HU gets 2 wide open looks from one of their what should be knockdown shooters in Cade Brenner. He misses them, and then Garwood comes right back, fires a 3 to give his team the lead. This Holy Cross team is playing tough here early. Brouvier finds Brenner, and now an illegal screen going to be called, and it wasn't on Brouvier, it was actually on Max Gizzy.
Well, he set a flare screen and just didn't get in position in time, and clearly took the other guy's leg out. When you can't do that, you got to be straight up and you got to be in position and ready, and he just didn't get there quite in time.
13-12, Saints will have it right back. Coach Brady, he's been a lot of different places throughout his year. Played at Bluffton University as a young player. As there's another whistle, they're coming quickly here in this first half. It's another one against the Foresters. Who did they get on this one? It looks like Cade Brenner. So that's a 15th foul on the home Foresters. Brady coached for 2 years at Tusculum College. Masters from Hawaii Pacific, where he was a grad student. Another foul and an and-one opportunity this time, as that was Mukes who gets involved. And Coach Bradick, as we talked about, back-to-back national tournaments in 2020 and 2021. So he's done a nice job.
Well, and you see Landon Beagle checking into the game for the Foresters. He has been on fire to start this season. I mean, the game that I announced with you, he dropped 23 points, almost broke the record for three-pointers made in a game, and looking for some easy offense with Landon on the floor.
And then we talked about how Bradick was here before, associate head coach for HU, back-to-back conference titles when he was under that title. So he's been around a lot of different places, different states, been right here inside the old Platte Arena as well. So it's going to have him back, and his team looks awfully sharp here early. Landon Beagle fires his first 3 of the night. That one never looked like it was going to go down, and then a foul called on O'Neal as Lane Sparks was battling for the O board.
And that's just effort from Lane Sparks. He was coming up for the rebound, and Holy Cross wasn't able to box him out in time, so he shoves him a little bit, and the ref caught it.
So 11 fouls in the first 9-10 of this game. Not a whole lot of flow at the moment. Sparks catches. He got to work early. He goes right back to work now. Couldn't get that one to go down. A little frustrated is Lane. Here come the Saints. Neal looking for a cutter in the middle. Freshly into the game is Bergeson. Driving in, up top, nice block by Beagle. Here come the Foresters. Jordan running the court, up top to him, and he catches on the fly.
Landon Jordan, a highlight play, and the Forester fans are on their feet.
You can kind of see that coming. He was running down the court with Goodline, made himself available, and dunked it right on top. O'Neal has had a tough start from the field. Rebound down to Beagle. HU wants to run again. Sparks up top to Landon. Whistle comes. And it's another foul on Holy Cross. We're going to be in the bonus for both teams here at the next defensive foul by either the Saints or the Foresters.
Well, both teams are aggressive, physical teams, and they're having a lot of body contact out there. And you can see they held Landon Jordan as he was trying to catch that ball, and you cannot do that.
Jackson Paul gets it back to Lane Sparks. He'll go off the dribble, swings it to Beagle. Same shot, same result. Has missed his first two wide open threes. These sophomores, they're going to have to knock down those looks when they get them. Garwood and Bukes. Weatherspoon into the game. Nice pass inside. Beagle tried blocking it. Goes down for Mukes. He's down behind the play. And now they're going to stop the play. As it doesn't look good down on that end, and we're going to have to take a break as these players will take the media timeout as well. Foresters down 4 inside Platt Arena.
Hey.
I can't talk, I have a showing.
Listen.
My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed.
Right. Well, on that note, I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels for Dad's sake.
I'm Eleanor. You remember me. This is my husband, Raphael, and our daughter, Dahlia.
No. Thank you, Eleanor. He's got memory loss. He's not deaf. The house is in Dad's name, so he's the one who has the right to sell it, and that will be full of red tape.
There has to be something I can do. Appeal for some sort of custody in lieu of our insane father.
He's not insane. He's sick, and I'm handling it.
What does that mean?
Mom always had the best clothes. She was a seamstress through and through.
She sounds amazing.
Yeah, she was a real force in nature. She definitely had a hard life from beginning to end, but she tried to be the best mom that she could.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You said goodbye when you never came home.
Back inside Platt Arena, a high-flying alley-oop from Drew Goodline to Landon Jordan. Back at that moment, had this game within 2. Now we're down 4, are the Foresters. And we hope for Donovan Mukes that he's okay. He took a hard fall. Looks like it was a right leg injury. We don't want to assume anything, but he did walk off under his own power. So he's back with Beth Harrell, the reigning Crossroads League Trainer of the Year. Jordan catches. He's going to go to work quickly over the top. Nice defense inside by Bergeson as he forced Jordan to miss that one. Weatherspoon, he's been in there for just a few minutes. Justin Milch has checked in as well. Coach Brady will go deep in his bench. He's proved that already. Battle inside. Bergeson goes up, under, and scores over the top of 2 Foresters.
This is not the start Alford and the team expected. And Holy Cross has come out firing, and they are playing well on both ends. Fortunately, they got to figure out something.
Goodline, jab steps, knocks down his 3. The Goodline brothers have gotten used to that move working quite often as Drew gets his night going.
And that's a way to figure it out right there. Has Drew Goodline nail a 3.
2017 as Milch will start the offense back over. Bergeson against Jordan. He's played great defense. And now here comes Jackson Paul. Landon is going behind the break, but JP will take it on his own. And Jackson starts the defense and turns it into offense.
Well, he saw that there was a trailer on the defense, and he just didn't want a chance of the turnover. That's a smart play from Jackson.
Maybe another steal here. Loose ball, dive on the floor. Good hands by Beagle. Foresters want to push the pace again. Sparks hits the brakes, now finds Drew. Had an open look, drives in, finds Jordan, who's hacked on his way there. Ferguson quickly lifts up his hand as he's called for the personal, and Landon's got a couple more free throws.
And that was a great play once again from Bergeson. You don't want Landon Jordan to get an easy one, so make sure that he has to earn them at the line. And when you have a low percentage free throw shooter, that's exactly what you got to do.
You know, it's really amazing about Carl Bergeson from Iceland, which is really cool. First of all, freshman forward.
Don't hear that often.
No, 3 minutes this year coming into tonight's game. So he's not someone that's seen a handful of minutes tonight. He's been in there, and he's going to take a break now. But Davide Brembilla is checking back in, and we saw what he did in his first run on the court.
Well, yeah, Brembilla has been arguably the Saints' best player so far. He's been great on defense. He's been forcing Landon Jordan into tough shots and has really been denying the ball from Landon, and he's been playing some very solid offense.
Jordan goes 1 of 2 there, but does tie it back up, 20-20. Both teams will be shooting the 1-and-1 here for a while. Long three is up and in by Garwood, and just too much space there by HU. It looks like they didn't want to pick him up.
Well, I mean, and that's a problem. When you have a shooter like Garwood open like that, you have to pick him up, and Forster's just reluctant to do it, and he makes him pay.
Sparks through a few defenders, go high off the glass. Another rebound by Davide, and he rips it away from Jackson Paul.
And you think that'd be a jump ball with how long he held the ball, but
would have been the Saints ball anyway,
yeah.
So I guess it doesn't quite matter. Another three up. This time Rouvier pulls it away. But yes, I do agree with you. It looked like it could have been a jump ball, and now Landon Jordan does what he has done a lot before, gets out in front, maybe a little frustration, shoves over the defender, and now he's got 2 personals, and seen this story a lot.
And I have to come back out of the game. I mean, you want Landon to be on the floor as long as possible because he's such a good, impactful player for the Foresters. But when he gets in foul trouble and he gets frustrated like that, he does a lot of silly fouls that causes him to get taken off the court. And the Saints have gone under the Foresters' skin here to start.
Lane Sparks back out of the game. He's been forcing it a little bit on the offensive end, so he'll check out. Max Gizzy in, Caden Johnson in for Landon Jordan. I'm assuming we won't see Landon the rest of this first half with those 2 personal fouls, so it's going to be up to Roman Bruvier and Caden Johnson to have some big minutes here in the last 7.
And they're capable of it. It's a very deep roster.
Robles inside, nice backdoor cut. KJ got in the air. It's knocked away by HU. Drew Goodline stopped in transition, finds Bruvier. Loose ball again taken away. HU has not been good on the break tonight.
Well, and a lot of them are unforced turnovers. I mean, Holy Cross has just been there, and the Foresters are just been giving it to them, and you cannot do that in transition because transition opportunities are arguably the easiest offense.
Going to work in the post, kicking it back out. Robles and Hostetler working together as Milch will find a cutting teammate. This team is cutting well right now. Robles, someone's going to have to for it. It's a deep 3. Bruvier, good closeout. Down on the shot went Weatherspoon, no call. Gizzy into the lane. Drew Goodline thought about another 3. Finds himself in trouble. Finds Jackson Paul, who drives baseline. Good defense right at the rim. And another miss. That was Brembilla.
Yeah, Brembilla has been all over the place on the defensive end, and the Foresters have got to make their shots from outside because their inside presence is not there on offense.
That 3 didn't go down by Hostetler, but it was a great look. Hostetler to start this year just 30% from downtown. But he's kind of been hit or miss. 2 points against East West, 21 against Lords, and then 2 versus Kuiper. So he can get it going. Just haven't seen it tonight. Gizzy strong to the rim. Another close miss. Bruvier picked this one up, and O'Board Drew now to the rim, and he's fouled on his way there. And if it is based off the reaction, it looks like it'll be Weatherspoon, and it will be, as he knew he maybe got too much hand on Goodline on the drive.
Well, and that's a veteran move from Goodline right there. You have nothing working on offense. Your team is not flowing at all. The ball is a little bit stagnant on the offensive end, so drive in, get a foul, and hit some free throws. And that's a great way to get your offense going and to get your shot going. And with a shooter like Goodline, all it takes is 1 or 2 free throws to fall in.
HU just 7 of 23 from the field. 3 of 6 from the free throw line, making 4 of 7. They've turned it over 7 times. Last year, they averaged around 9 to 10 turnovers a game. I think it finished around that 9 average. so far this year, they're around 11, so still very good. Still one of the top ones in the country. As Goodline misses another free throw, but you're seeing it early. It's free throws and turnovers that are kind of working against HU.
Yeah, they're not able to convert when they get to the foul line, as they've gotten fouled a lot, and they're just handing the ball to Holy Cross in transition. You just cannot do that in close games like this, especially with a team that started off really well.
O'Neal off the bounce. Nice move. Couldn't get the finish. Another rebound by Johnson. He has done that well here in his first year at HU. He had 11 in his debut, and he is a rebounding machine, averaging right around 5 per game. But he'll have some big nights. Goodline, tightly contested shot. Not the best look, and it's pulled away by Robles the second.
Well, and right there, he had his screen ready, but decided to shoot a tough contested three, and that's just the kind of shot selection that's held HU to only 21 points.
Nice pass inside. Jackson Paul's going to be whistled for a foul as Hostetler drove to the rim, and that will take us to our next media timeout. 23-21, the Saints on top inside of Platt Arena.
Following the timeout, Lane Sparks will be back in the lineup for the fourth search. There's a timeout on the floor.
My name is Matt Webb, and I am the producer of Overhill Manor. This week was really fun. We got a lot of really good performances. I was tearing up just watching the dailies today. So I'm really excited about it. It seems like we're in a good place. Working with this team was really cool. There's a real nice gelling with both the seniors and the juniors, and not even apart from one another, but all together as kind of one unit. And then we bring in these pros that are working together with, and they're really investing in and wanting to grow the students to be even better and better and better than how good they already are. And we had really good vibes on set. It was just a fun, joyful experience. And you get this great story, it's hard not to have a ton of fun. When you got scenes where an old man is like racing down the road in his electric wheelchair, being chased by the nurse, you can't not have a great time. You know, you're jumping an eagle over a ramp or trying to and failing. It's hilarious. And so we had a ton of fun. Capstone to me is one of these things that has always been a dream of mine. I really just wanted to provide students with this opportunity to make feature films. We get students that are doing it, and you're in the middle of it and you think, why am I doing this? It's so hard. And then you sit in the room and you watch the dailies and you just can't help but fall in love, and you're just reminded, yeah, like what a gift to make movies. So I love Capstone for that reason, that it's hard and good.
Ash Hostetler, he's at the line coming into tonight's game. 0-1 from the free throw line, so not a big sample size. Take a look at what he's done in his career. 88 games for Holy Cross, 80 starts. You can bump those numbers up by one. 35% career three-point shooter, so he's a good player. He misses that free throw. He's just 1 of 3 from the charity stripe this year, but from Dublin, Ohio, he's done a nice job for the Saints throughout his first 3 years.
He's done a great job, especially on defense for them so far in this game.
Sparks back to work, still can't get it going. Now he rebounds and scores, and Coach Corey Alford wanted a foul, but Sparks has been a rebounding machine here early, and we know a miss is not going to deter him. He'll keep going to work.
Yeah, absolutely, and right there, the perfect play, and Brevier just takes it straight away from him.
Sparks in transition, rises and hits.
And Lane Sparks is starting to heat up again, and that's what you want to see. You've not had much offensive rhythm. Let your best offensive player take over. That's what they should be doing, and they're doing it.
He loves that shot, a transition three, dribbling into it. It's a tough shot, going 100 miles an hour. Slams on the brakes and scores. O'Neal through a few defenders. Prouvier again with another board. He's been excellent in his minutes. Jackson Paul, in and out dribble. Gizzy, another 3 on the way, and he hit. It's 2 in a row.
He looked back at the Holy Cross bench after he hit that, as one of the players said something. He's like, well, I hit it. A great play from Gizzy.
Robles brings it across. Gizzy's got 2 threes. That's an excellent sign. That's what takes this team to the next level. If Max starts knocking down threes, you feel good about your chances. Loose pass, Robles being defended by Max now. This is what Max does best, and so does Jackson Paul. Left a little too much space for Hostetler, but again, Rouvier, he's on his way to a big night on the boards. Look for Sparks here. He thought about it right away. Dribbles away, gets in the lane, almost had a chance for a three-point play, but it's 2 free throws instead.
And he finally got the call that he's been looking for, as he's gotten hit on the arm a couple of times while going to the rim, and finally gets the call and has a chance to add 2 more at the free throw line.
That's 9 on the Saints, so they're 1 away from the double bonus for HU. Sparks rocking those neon green kicks tonight. Misses his first free throw. Unusual from him. He was nearly 90% last year. It's so crazy to me, and for good reason. Zach Goodline got most of the attention, but Lane Sparks is one of the most underrated players in this country. He is a scorer, and he can get it done in a lot of ways, and I think that we'll see him notice more this year as he's running the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you have a player like Zach Goodline that is known as the head of the snake for the Foresters for years, he's an All-American player, one of the best players in Forester history. Obviously, someone like Lane Sparks, who is good, is going to get overshadowed by that. But this season is his chance to prove that he's been here all along, and he is that good.
Well, if Garwood's across the half-court line, you need to start guarding him because he's on fire. He's made 2 deep ones from that right wing, and HU just giving him too much space. Gizzy to Sparks. He's had the hot hand, and he continues to have the hot hand.
And he decides to trade three-pointers with Garwood, and we'll see if Garwood wants to go back at him, but Lane Sparks is absolutely feeling it right now.
You look up, he's at 14 all of a sudden. Now tries to draw a foul.
That was a chalk.
Yeah.
I think he got there in time.
Looks like Corey Alford thought so too. Thankfully, it wasn't a flop call either, though. Jackson Paul works it into Johnson. He's bumped on his way. I thought it was going to go down, but KJ, the lefty, will have 2 free throws.
Well, I would almost like him right there. He had his man beat to the basket. Go in, jump up, and dunk it. He's 6'11". He has the height. He has the jump ability to do that. He needs to dunk that there because that would leave no chance of missing the shot.
Dayton has struggled from the free throw line this year. Just 33%. That drops a little more right there. That is Brimbia's second. So as he was a thorn in the side of the Foresters, he's out of the game right now, probably till the half. KJ is another guy, along with Jordan. Got to knock these down because he's going to get a lot of chances on these pick and roll opportunities. He does knock down the second. And now Cade Brenner's going to check in. The Foresters going a little smaller with Brouvier playing the 5.
And he's done a solid job at the 5. He's been a great presence on the interior on defense, and he's been a great offensive rebounder so far as well.
If HU can get a few stops, maybe stick a shot back down as Robles was open. Step back jumper is perfect. Nice play by Phil Robles the second, 41% three-point shooter.
And it looked like he gave the too small sign as he's running back too, is a little bit of chippiness from both sides here.
We like that.
Yes.
Jackson Paul against Robles now. Cade Brenner fires his third 3. Still cannot get one to go. Jackson Paul shoots a little mid-range jumper, and that is such a good sign because those have not been falling early in the year.
And that's been his shot his entire career. That is his favorite spot, that top of the free throw line mid-range. And when he is hitting that, the Foresters become a lot deadlier as that mid-range area starts to become a threat.
So HU in the past has struggled with rebounding a little bit. That was kind of a big reason why they lost some of their big games last year. Tonight, though, they're dominating on the boards, especially the offensive boards. 7 offensive rebounds compared to 1, and that second chance opportunity there led to a Jackson Paul wide open jumper.
Well, and a lot of games are won by the battle on the boards. I mean, when you ask a coach what is important, they always say rebound, rebound, rebound. Obviously, ball movement and defense is important as well, but you have got to rebound the ball, and Holy Cross has not kept the Forester big men from getting on the glass, and they have gotten a lot of second chance opportunities off that. And when a team is getting multiple chances at scoring every possession, it is very hard to win.
I'm impressed by this Holy Cross team, though.
Yeah.
I know they were 8-20 last year, but they're better than that this year already. I can tell. I mean, they've been really tough. Their guards have been good. They've got several big guys they can throw at you, and they're obviously well coached, as Coach Bradick has them playing some good basketball here in his old home. Bounce pass inside, picked off by Goodline. Brenner to Jackson Paul, and he's fouled on his way there. And now Garwood has gone down as he ran into the basket. Looks like he's okay. There have been some collisions with a support system on the basket. And you can see Garwood just a little slow to get back up.
He took a hard hit there. I mean, that's hustle. He was trying to get back in the play, but yeah, hit the back of his head on the stanchion. That hurts.
Yeah, it looks like he might come out of the game. It's good to see that Garwood is okay. Weatherspoon will come back in.
Yeah, and they hope he's good because he's been their best offensive player so far.
Without a doubt, yeah. He's been really shooting it well. 10 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown. Jackson Paul, a chance for 2 shots here as the Foresters are in the double bonus, and Jackson misses the first.
The free throw shooting has got to fall for the Foresters. I mean, you would wonder what this lead would be if they were just able to make their free throws. They might be up by double digits right now if they were able to capitalize on it.
Kind of been pretty poor all year to start. I mean, you look back at the Milligan game as well. They could have won that one by a bigger margin. But at the end of the day, they're 4-0. If they can start cleaning some of this up through the week, we'll see how good they can be. Good move by Justin O'Neill. He's been a 12-point scorer this year, and he's got an easy 2-point bucket. Coach Alford wanted them to roll that one in, and he's going to call a timeout anyways. So Coach Alford will draw one up. It's just a 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and just keep it here. Ryan, the Foresters got off to that slow start, but without a doubt, Lane Sparks being back has helped their flow offensively. What have you seen out of him tonight?
So what I've seen is his ability to move off the ball. That is something that he did very well when Zach Goodline was here, because Zach is a very ball-dominant guard. The ball is always in his hands. So Lane Sparks had to move a lot. He had to move around the perimeter, move around flare screens, get open and get open looks, and he's been doing that so far in this game, and he's been able to capitalize on them. And then, again, once he's in transition, he is extremely deadly from that pull-up 3, as we saw. And he's going to look to continue to fire from 3 because that's where he's been most effective here today.
Looks like HU is ready to roll out of this 30-second timeout. This is where Jared Yock, who is now the associate head coach, comes up with creative plays. He is a brilliant basketball mind. If you go to practice, a lot of times he's the one running it. I mean, he's a really smart guy. And he's been here for a handful of years now. He's got his master's from Huntington University. His dad, Joe, has joined us on several broadcasts throughout the years, brings a lot of energy. So he is a really, really brilliant basketball guy, and we'll see what he maybe drew up here. This is something you work on throughout the week when you need a big bucket right before the half. If I had to guess, it'd be something going to 20 potentially. He's coming to get it now. Sparks goes to work, rises up, tough shot, and got it to go.
And you put the ball in your best player's hands and let them go to work, and that's what they did, and Lane Sparks comes through.
He's up to 16. Robles now the other way. Paul was tripped. Robles launches, can't get it to go. Loose ball picked up by Sparks, and the Foresters will take a 5-point lead to the halftime break. Like you said, get it to your best player, and he delivered in his first half back 16 of the 39. HU up 5. We'll take a short break. We'll be back after halftime. Foresters in charge.
3 to 7 p.m. here in the field house. You won't want to miss it. The food trucks, raffle, and photos with Santa. Don't miss it. Talk to the cheerleaders to find out more.
Hi, I'm Tom Blackburn. Did you know I grew up in a small town in Indiana?
The injury lawyers at Blackburn know how to make a difference in your life. We work hard to earn your trust.
Family is very important to us. That's why we take care of your family, friends, and neighbors.
You have the resources, the lawyers, and the staff to fight one of the biggest insurance companies. They know we won't give up.
Be smart. Call Blackburn Roney, trusted injury lawyers, for help today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Lab Dental Sharpshooter Shootout. And participant is Gavin Mullis. Gavin, make your way out and find Coach Averill down there at the south end. This is 3 shots, free throw, 3-pointer, and half-court shot. Lab Dental with prizes for each shot that's accomplished.
It's the life in my body, the rhythm in my feet. It's that soul that keeps grooving and taking over me. Don't care who be watching, don't care what they think. Dancing solo, solo, watch me go love, 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 love. It's the life in my body, the rhythm in my feet. It's that soul that keeps grooving and taking over me. Don't care who be watching, don't care what they think. Dancing solo, solo, watch me go love, love, love. Here's another one. Make money all day, then another done. Take a break, and a little fun. When the bass line drops, we rubber run. When you hear that don't go, but don't turn it up. Rewind like bump, bump. Take a slide to the left hand at the front. Take a slide to the left hand at the front. Take me to the spot where they turn that music.
So Norm was someone that I hadn't really thought of before, if I'm being honest. But the moment that I was given the honor to wear him, I think that I realized the value that he brought to really our generation as a whole.
He came on a ship, was brought to Huntington, Indiana via a rail car.
Exuberant, sweaty, and mysterious.
Someone playing Norm, you have to have a spotter kind of, because you can't see very well out of the mask. And so people can come up behind Norm and trip Norm without
Norm throw out the first pitch at a Tin Caps game, which I feel bad for the catcher because Norm he had rotator cuff surgery
4 feet and 8
early in his
feet
career,
tall.
and so he doesn't always throw strikes.
Most of all, he has our hearts in his hands.
When he left, that's kind of when Norm kind of went into, the closet for a little bit. My name is Lori Culler, and my job here is I'm athletic director.
I'm Nate Perry. Title is the managing director of the Hopper Institute for Agricultural Studies.
I have played Norm for one single basketball game.
I've been Norm for one single event. Norm
is a mascot for the Foresters. He was created in 1966.
We never really even talked about anybody playing Norm. It was Norm. Who's in Norm? It's Norm.
The first version of him was kind of a blonde guy that was swinging an axe.
In 1996, when I arrived on campus, I try to describe Norm as a little bit like Santa Claus. Big, jolly laugh, rose-colored cheeks.
In 2006, I believe it was, when we changed from Huntington College to Huntington University.
Norm got his flannel, his green flannel, got his very, very plush beard that he has now, got his wonderful toque to our Canadian friends, the stocking cap.
I would say the reason at this point that he's maybe not as visible as he has been in the past has to do more with a marketing campaign. Trees kind of fit better in that marketing scheme.
The one thing that everybody should know about Norm is he's just another guy just like you. Yeah, he wears his flannel and he has his very sharp axe, but he's just a normal person. So don't be afraid of Norm if you see him coming. Don't take your animals, your puppy dogs, and run. Norm likes animals. He's animal friendly.
And so it's not that Norm has gone away. He maybe just partly haven't had a lot of volunteerism in terms of people wanting to be Norm.
He's really just the Forester spirit. So as long as you have some of that in you, then I think you are worthy to wear the suit.
Expect Norm at basketball games.
There's a little bit of Norm in all of us.
And he's actually tree friendly. Some people think that Norm is just going to cut down the trees.
We'd love to have, 1 or 2, 3 people that would say, yeah, I would do it.
He's actually a forester. He may cut down trees to make ways for new trees in the future that will have a legacy, long-lasting legacy.
Norm will always come back.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean, efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Hey, I'm Adam Widener. I teach film and television here at Huntington University. I'm an assistant professor of film and television production, and I teach studio production, the class where students create the show The Treehouse. So The Treehouse is a show in TV studio production where students have to bring a guest in, and we do as many episodes as there are people in the class because everybody rotates through positions. I give a prompt where students have to have a commercial break, you have to have a guest, it has to be 10 minutes long, and there are some other elements. This year it has to have a replay element, but it's pretty open-ended. The Treehouse is a brainchild of Dr. Lance Clark and myself. And it started over COVID when we were talking about TV studio production, but we kept hearing some feedback that not everybody was getting to rotate through positions. Some people, it was either you're really on or they're not really engaged. So Dr. Clark and I were thinking, what do we do? It's COVID. We're not sure what attendance is going to look like. So we decided, let's just do a TV show where we can bring people in as guests and students rotate through positions. If someone's quarantined, someone else would fill that position. So this was an idea. Instead of doing a project where we talk about the learning outcomes and then students do the project, let's flip the classroom. Let's turn it into you all, the students, are putting on a TV show, so you have buy-in, and we're doing an episode every single class. We're there. In TV studio production now, we're in the 3rd season of The Treehouse. The opportunities for students, you get to make a TV show. We split the class into 2 groups, and Group A does an episode on Tuesday, Group B does an episode on Thursday. So it's a really great experience of content creation, modifying and mimicking what it is in the industry, the grind of television. And we're trying to keep that audience engaged into season 3 of The Treehouse. How do we do that? And we talk about that as a class. So it's a really great hands-on opportunity for students to make a TV show and distribute it to try to impact our community.
My name is Mark, and I love to play the drums. I started drumming in the 9th grade. That's when I actually had a drum set. I actually started playing in my mind when I was about 5 years old. My older brother was a drummer, and he was my idol. Now for me, fortunately, the church has been a place where I could play the drums, and so I always had an outlet, even every single week, where I could be playing the drums, and so I could kind of fit it into the rest of my life with getting married, having kids, having a job. I would say that being made in the image of God means that God as creator has wired creativity into all of us. And so for me, playing the drums is my avenue for how I can express that creative aspect of being made in the image of God. And I love to do it.
Back here in Platt Arena, we've got Coach Corey Alford over here for our halftime interview. Coach, kind of a slow start offensively, but man, it's nice to have number 20 back in the lineup.
Yeah, I'd say slow and tired 20 minutes. Great to have Payne back, but that's as poor as we've played on both sides of the ball all year.
All right, Coach, so what do you think needs to turn around to have a better second half?
Got to play unselfishly, and we got to be a lot tougher.
All right, thanks, Coach. Coach Corey Alford, not pleased with that halftime performance, that first half performance, but hey, his team is in front, but he wants to see his team play tougher and pass the ball more, and that's kind of what we were talking about. How does this team start to share the ball with, Lane Sparks being back in the rotation, back in the starting lineup? A lot of 1v1 opportunities early in this year, and that's something they're trying to get away from and create more open looks.
And we know Lane Sparks is capable of scoring in those one-on-one opportunities. We've seen a lot of that here so far in this game, but when I was watching the game where we did against East West, their home opener, the ball was moving fast around the court. They were passing it constantly, and it was leading to wide open looks for people like Cade Brenner, Landon Beagle, these sophomores that are great shooters that are able to hit the open shots if you're able to get it to them. But so far, the offense has been so stagnant. They have not been moving it. It's been a lot of ISO ball leading to an attempt to drive, and Holy Cross has taken full advantage of it. Is when you are resorting to ISO play and scoring one-on-one, it makes the game come to you that much harder, and fortunately, I've got to get away from that.
HU had 7 assists in that first half. They turned it over 7 times as well. 40.6% from the field, 6 of 15 from downtown, 7 of 14 from the free throw line. That's been the story this year. 12 of 19 for Holy Cross. They scored that 34 you see in front of you. 5 of 13 from downtown, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, and they turned it over 8 times. What kept the Foresters in front, 7 offensive rebounds, so they had a lot of extra points coming from second opportunities.
Yeah, their defense and rebounding is why they have the lead right now. I mean, they have 7 steals compared to the Saints 3, and they have a total of 24 rebounds compared to the Saints 16. So their effort on the boards and their effort on defense has been what's kept them ahead in this game, but they have got to find some kind of offensive rhythm, some kind of offensive flow that can get the ball moving around the court a lot easier, not in these passing lanes where Holy Cross can get off into a transition off of a steal. They've got to find a way to get this offense to run smoothly.
So in that first half, Sparks led the way, 6 of 11, including some tough twos in that first half. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Max Skizzy had 6, 1, and 1. Landon Jordan had 5, but he had lots of foul trouble. Only played a handful of minutes in that first half. Jackson Paul with 5, Drew Goodline 4, 4, and 4. 2 for Roman Brouvier and 1 for KJ. And we are back and ready to go as the Foresters will start this half defensively. And we'll see if they can get a stop right out of the start of this half.
It's good to see Garwood back.
Yeah, he fell hard. I was about to say the same thing, and he was their hot hand to start as well. He led the way with 10. Bouncing inside, Robles to second, late shot clock scenario. Robles, one of the shot makers on this team, tiptoes the sideline. Garwood fires. It looked like it was going to drop, but Sparks is there to pull down what is already his 6th rebound. And it looks like we are waiting to see what the shot clock should be set at.
The shot. I was wondering what was going on, but that makes sense. It looked like the shot clock was a little delayed.
Looks like it didn't reset right away. Now we wait and see. They're going to put 27 on the shot clock, and I guess we'll roll with it. That is something typically they'd come to look at, but I guess now 1-2 right now, so we'll play on. 3 seconds gone, good line. Looking to get his offense going again. Sparks had a great end of that first half. Gizzy, 2 threes from similar spots, and now he's got 3 of them.
And like you said earlier in the first half, his three-point consistency unlocks a lot of potential for this Forester offense. If he can hit those open threes like that, the Foresters become that much better. And they need to look at it. He's done that so far.
And that was some of that unselfishness as well, a drive and a kick, an open look, and now Gizzy up to 9 points. All of his shots knocked down tonight from downtown. Drive inside, Hostetler, push shot, gets his own miss. He'll work it out wide. Garwood open for 3, not shooting it quite like he did in that first half. Jordan clears. Drew Goodline running the pick and roll, had an open look, threw it up top to Gizzy. Not sure why he didn't take the shot. It looked like Drew had an open alley.
Yeah, he had it. I mean, if he didn't go up for the shot, that was an easy alley-oop, like you said. I don't know why he decided to pass it, but in the pass now.
Inside, foul coming on, I think, what will be Landon Jordan. Looks like he got his knee into the offensive player there on O'Neal. So that being his 3rd, I thought it should have gone on, I think it should have gone on Drew Goodline, and that might be the discussion here.
It looked like it was on Drew, and they gave it to Landon Jordan. If they do give it to Landon Jordan, that is, yeah, they switched to Drew, because that would have been a huge 3rd foul on Landon Jordan.
Personal foul.
So it was on Drew, which that's his 1st. It was going to be Landon's 3rd. It changed the call. Once again, that's something we had reviewed in the women's game, so it's a tough break for Coach Bradick's team. As O'Neal buries the 1st. Check out this view from above the rim. That's what Landon Jordan looks at a lot. I don't.
Yeah, me neither. Not quite that bouncy.
42-35 O'Neal, perfect on the 1st. He's got another one coming. Nice start to this second half for HU though. It was a good possession that led to a Gizzy open 3. O'Neal misses the 2nd. Jordan rises up and pulls it down.
Look to see if they get it to Lane here, because with how good he was in that first half, you'd think they'd want to get it to him a little bit more and see if he can get open.
Cutting around, Jackson Paul takes a 3, rattles in and out. Jordan kept it alive, loose ball on the floor. Gizzy's fighting hard, picked up by Robles II. To his right, Garwood scores on the run.
Well, and Drew Goodline was just backpedaling there, and Garwood was getting the wide open lane. You cannot do that if you're Drew. You've got to get in defensive position.
Up top, Landon was shoved there as Dooney's going to be called for his 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why there was a huge reaction from the Holy Cross bench. I mean, he clearly put his arm out to prevent the Landon Jordan dunk. You cannot do that when a player rises up. That's a dangerous play. And at any level, that's a foul.
Aris Dooney came all the way from Greece, playing here at Holy Cross, and he's been in foul trouble all night. He's back to the bench. Brembia checks back in for him. Sparks rises from the wing. That one was off the side of the rim. A little off balance, but a shot you still live with from Lane. Gonna get that one to drop. Robles II pushing the pace. Speedy guard for this Saints team. Outside, Hostetler. Robles has not got much separation and a chance to create his own shot. Nash Hostetler, he drives left, cut off again. Up top, Justin O'Neal. HU's been living with that, but he's made a pay now.
And O'Neal's off to a nice start here in the second half. Got to the free throw line early, and now a 3, and O'Neal looking to get going.
Drew this time goes all the way to the rim and put it down. That is a good move by Drew. The last time he got up in the air, made a bad pass. That time he went straight to the rim. He's more athletic than you'd think as well.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
a really great athlete.
Well, he's got extreme explosiveness, and he is just able to rise up so quickly that the opposing team can't get to it.
Garwood misses a baseline jumper. Now Goodline pushes it forward, rises up in transition, and now he's got 5 straight.
And that's usually the Lane Sparks shot, but Drew decided to take it on his own and drains it. A great shot from Drew Goodline.
7-point lead for HU. Robles in attack mode, floats it up. I think we're going to start seeing him do a little more of that because he is crafty when he's got the ball in his hands. Jordan off the dribble, goes to the rim and scores it. You don't see that much from the big fella.
That's a welcome sign if you're the Foresters. You love to see that kind of possession from Landon, not usually known for his aggression on offense.
O'Neal, 6'4", senior guard up top. Robles got lost and buried it again. I told you he's going to start getting aggressive. He's got their last 5, so 2 lefties dealing here. Sparks, the lefty we're referring to for HU, fouled on his way to the rim. 33 seconds away from our first media timeout in the second half. 4-point lead for HU. Jordan's going to leave the game. Cade Brenner in for Lane Sparks. Probably watching his minutes as well, just making sure he's ready to play 30, 35 minutes, and then Crossroads League play 38, 39 minutes.
He will be playing most of the games.
Bouvier off to Drew. He's feeling it now. Left that one short. Justin O'Neal pulled it down.
If there's anything Forest Race has taught us is that the good lines, when they're feeling good from offense, you want to get them the ball, and that's a great shot. It's another steal from Goodline.
Goodline running with Roman Bouvier, who rises up. Can't get the first one to go, but then Brembilla fouled him on the tip shot. Davide is going to be called for the personal, and Roman's got some free throws coming his way.
And I think that's the third on Brembilla because he had 2 in the first half, so that's a big foul. Is in that first half, Brembilla was huge for the Saints, and obviously they've had a couple of different contributors here in the second half, but you do not want to have 3 fouls on him.
Bouvier has a chance to knock down some free throws here. His first of the night, left that one short. That's his first free throw miss of the year.
And he is the exception to the Forester big man when it comes to shooting free throws. He's usually one of the better ones on this team, but the missing free throws is contagious in this game so far.
He had 14 and 5, and he just airballed that one. So Bouvier right now not feeling as comfortable from the charity stripe. Talked about how good he had been. That's rare to see from Roman.
Well, and it's just rare to see an elite team like the Foresters missing this many free throws.
Nice catch by Bergeson. Kept it off his bench's lap and kept it in play as O'Neal's back to work against the shorter Jackson Paul. Strong move, and Jackson's going to be called for the personal, and that will send us to our first media timeout of the second half. 49-45, free throws coming for Holy Cross when we come back.
Number 24, Jackson Paul.
Hey. I can't talk, I have a showing.
Listen.
My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed. Right, well, on that note, I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels for Dad's sake.
I'm Eleanor. You remember me. This is my husband, Raphael, and our daughter, Dahlia.
No. Thank you, Eleanor. He's got memory loss. He's not deaf. The house is in Dad's name, so he's the one who has the right to sell it, and that will be full of red tape.
There has to be something I can do. Appeal for some sort of custody in lieu of our insane father.
He's not insane. He's sick, and I'm handling it.
What does that mean?
Mom always had the best clothes. She was a seamstress through and through.
She sounds amazing.
Yeah, she was a real force in nature. She definitely had a hard life from beginning to end, but she tried to be the best mom that she could.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You said goodbye when you never came home.
And his family specializes in secrets.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Justin O'Neal, 2 free throws coming his way. Came into tonight 77% free throw shooter. The lefty O'Neal up and in. A lot of lefties in this game. You don't see that all the time, but with Sparks, Robles the second, and O'Neal, Caden Johnson. A lot of lefty shooters out there. And O'Neal, he's having a big second half already. His team back within 3.
Well, with Garwood not off to the same start that he had in that first half, and same with Brembia, who's already out of the game with 3 fouls, you got to look to someone else to score, and O'Neal has been one of those players.
Gizzy off the ball screen from Bruvier. Brenner gets his defender in the air. Jackson Paul cuts through the lane, throws that one into the hands of a couple defenders. Brenner to the rim, and he's fouled on his way there. And this bench for Holy Cross is shocked because it looked like Bergeson was straight up.
He did. He jumped straight in the air. A little bit of a bailout call there for the Foresters. As Holy Cross was in all of the passing lanes there. They were forced to make some tough passes and got bailed out with a foul.
So Bergeson picks up his second. What are we waiting for now?
Oh, Jackson accidentally checked out before the first free throw, I think.
So Cade Brenner will be at the free throw line. First one up and in. I think that's something that Brenner has to add. I think Brenner has to start putting the ball on the floor to take his game to the next level. And what he just did there is a promising sign, even though he may have benefited from a call.
Well, he's been the spot-up shooter both his freshman year and the start of his sophomore year. He's just been the guy that is the catch and shoot, and he shoots a quick 3, but he's got some speed and he's got some skill that if he can get downhill and towards the basket, he could be a threat to draw fouls and get the free throw line. With as good of a shooter as he is, he can make it.
Ostetler against Beagle, who's back in there. Brenner and him, the same class, and Brenner's working against a really talented Robles the second. Gets through the lane, and here comes the foul as Brenner pushed from behind.
And you said Robles would try to get going here in the second half, and he has done just that. He scored 2 buckets. I think it was a 2 and a 3 to start the second half, and now is at the free throw line. He's one of the leaders of this team.
What keeps Brenner and Beagle out of the consistent rotation is their defense. They struggle defensively against some of these guards at this level still. And we saw that last year, and Coach Corey Alford made an emphasis on it. That's why Beagle and Brenner didn't get those big minutes, and if they want to improve, they gotta be better at staying in front of their guys, and you saw it there. Brenner got beat and then fouls. Back to a 2-point game. Rouvier to Goodline, swing pass fast to Gizzy. Goodline picks and rises up. Rouvier with the board. Gizzy gets it back. He'll control inside Roman. Not gonna get the pass, but it's off of a foot of a Saint.
And that definitely hit his knee and went out of bounds. But, I mean, great offensive rebound from Rouvier, who we're very used to seeing that.
Gizzy gets the handoff from Rouvier. This time goes to the rim and blocked by Bergeson. Bergeson's been good in there. Just a big body, making those tough plays and helping his team out in this tight one.
Foul trouble was keeping him out of the game in the first half, but that's a huge block.
A and Beagle working together with Brenner, Gizzy, and Goodline for HU. Brenner's got it now, and there's only 3 on the shot clock. Goodline, step back, likes that shot, and he keeps making it!
Goodline DNA is strong in the Forester Nation as he nails a tough 3-in.
Okay, it looks like they're going to come and look and see if that was off of the hand for sure. So we're going to have to take a break to see if it was good. We'll be right back on FDN Sports.
My name is Matt Webb, and I am the producer of Overhill Manor. This week was really fun. We got a lot of really good performances. I was tearing up just watching the dailies today. So I'm really excited about it. It seems like we're in a good place. Working with this team was really cool. There's a real nice gelling with both the seniors and the juniors, and not even apart from one another, but all together as kind of one unit. And then we bring in these pros that are working together with, and they're really investing in and wanting to grow the students to be even better and better and better than how good they already are. And we had really good vibes on set. It was just a fun, joyful experience. And you get this great story, it's hard not to have a ton of fun.
After review, the shot is good by Drew Goodline. Let me tell you, that was about as close as possible.
Yeah.
Live, I didn't think it was even that close, but man, that was about as tight as it could possibly be. Great
like he got
camera
off
work.
with maybe 0.1 seconds
I
left
know.
on the shot clock.
Great camera work and great angles and great replay in the back. This is a busy day for HU. We got 3 broadcasts back to back to back, so awesome job by our crew in the back. Once again, sorry we have to take it to a break, but that's the way we have to communicate with the officials. O'Neal gets the defender in the air and scores again. He is scorching hot in this second half.
And there's their third. I mean, they have 3 players in double figures. O'Neal tied with the leading scorer of their team, Garwood, with 12. And he is feeling it in this second half.
Brenner off the dribble again. That time missed the shot. Brouvier shoved his defender. He's called for another personal. That is now, I believe, the 4th on the Foresters this half.
Thankfully, only 2nd on Brouvier, but yeah, 4th on the Foresters. They are getting closer and closer to that bonus.
So Caden Johnson's going to check in. Looks like on the scoreboard they put that against Caden Johnson, but he wasn't in the game, so it's Roman's 2nd. Caden Johnson is back in, and so is Lane Sparks. Saints back to work offensively. Falling away from 15 feet and hitting is Mukes, who just came back in. He was the one that got hurt down on the far end. So he was excellent before he left, and now he's back in there.
That's a tough shot. I mean, Landon Beagle didn't play bad defense there. That's just better offense.
Sparks just had a long break. Now he's got the ball back in his hands. See if he'll be ready to shoot. Spins to his strong left, scores it again. The much smaller Robles just can't handle Sparks right now. 3 quickly from Garwood. That rattles off. Rebound fought for. Robles is going to be called for a personal. No, it's going to go on Gizzy, who was diving for that loose ball.
Interesting call. It looked like there almost should have just been a no call there because both players ran into each other, so you'd think it would be a no call, but they called a foul on Gizzy instead.
That's a tough whistle on Max there.
I mean that is a no call. I mean, both players ran into each other, both going for the loose ball. No one had possession, so a peculiar call, but the rest decided that it was a foul.
That's the 3rd on Gizzy too, and now HU's got 5 against him. Only up 3, 12 minutes left. Cut inside, Mukes back to work, missed another one. Gizzy this time pulls it down. HU wants to run in these situations. Jordan, quick post up, couldn't get it to him. KJ and Jordan both out there. Up top to Johnson this time. He missed another short one. It's kind of been the story of his start to his Forester career, unfortunately. Robles into the lane, kept down that pivot foot. Garwood in and out dribble. Great defense by the all-defensive Crossroads League last year, and Max Gizzy. Justin Neal pops. That was off the back iron, pulled down by Johnson. Up top, Jordan rises, can't get there. Jackson Paul gets the loose ball, leads to a Gizzy 3. That's no good. Garwood clears again. Man, wild game right now.
Yeah, it is a very close game. We're almost arrived at the halfway mark in the second half, and he's a 3-point game as Jackson Paul is steal.
He's gonna work against O'Neal, goes right to the rim, scores it, and the foul.
Jackson Paul, that is a great choice there. It goes through the body of the Holy Cross defender, and all he can do is run straight forward, because if he tries to impeach on Jackson Paul's line to the basket, that's a foul, and he did, and Jackson Paul was able to convert it. A great shot.
He's up to 7 now. It's not been the offensive start to the season that you would expect from Jackson Paul, coming off a career year last year, but he had a big 3 against Milligan. He was pretty good last time against Lawrence Tech, and tonight, that's a big shot here in a tight game, and he finishes it off with the free throw.
He is one of the leaders as a senior on this team. They've needed him to step up since the loss of Zach Goodline, and he has done so.
Mukes, nice to see him back in there. It really could have been ugly for him on the other side. Lost possession, able to find Hostetler. Sparks pushes him out near the midline. 3 on the way from Mukes, no good. 2 rebounders there as Garwood pulls it down. Jordan tried picking it off, now he's got it, and now it's showtime for Landon Jordan.
Landon Jordan, a beautiful steal in the easy transition bucket. That's a beautiful play from Landon Jordan.
You see, he kind of read it, didn't get it right away, but got it on the second time, and now he's forced another turnover as it's off the leg of Mukes.
And Landon Jordan is fired up now off of the transition play, and then forces another turnover right on the next play. Landon Jordan is playing some great defense right now. You can see him above the rim there.
I told you, he can look up there and look down. They actually ask him to dust the rim off after games. He's quite the athlete, and we've seen a lot of high-flying action from him throughout the years, and already this year. But I'm telling you, his defense is taking a big step this season. We've seen that the last 2 possessions. Drew Goodline, nice one-handed catch. We'll go back to work off the dribble. Sparks in some tight spaces, had it knocked away, gets it back, scores anyways.
And Lane Sparks had it knocked away, regained it, and still managed to put it down for 20 points. Lane Sparks, unbelievable.
Really playing well in his return. We talked about it. He could be exactly what this Forrester team needs. Sparks beat on the dribble there. Garwood flips it up. Excuse me, that was Hostetler with the easy 2. That cuts the lead back to 9. We are under our next time frame of the next media timeout. Jackson Paul, coast to coast, scores it again.
What a tough basket from Jackson Paul. That was tremendous defense from, I think it was Milch there, but he still managed to convert. What a play.
That's classic Jackson Paul. When he's being that force offensively, that's what he does. Hostetler bounces it into Brimbia between a couple of defenders. Coach Alford wants to travel. Hostetler picked it up. Back to work, Weatherspoon. Great defense by Jackson. Brimbia fires his second 3, that time short.
And this is the defensive versatility we were talking about. They're showing it right now.
Jackson now going back to the rim, looking for another one. He's fouled on his way there, and he's got free throws coming after we have our next media timeout. Foresters up 11 on FDN Sports.
A program like this is absolutely critical. Just the perfect place to hone your craft. That's what I think a program like this is for. And it is a really valuable experience for your resumes. So yeah, I think it's incredible. I don't think that there's really any other place that you're going to get this kind of an experience.
Teaching in a classroom is just different than teaching in a living classroom kind of environment.
Being on a feature film, you know, you're immersing yourself in a month worth of work, of 18 continuous days of filming, but it's a full-time job. In so many ways, I think this is the first time many of our students have actually had this opportunity and get the training to what it's like to work full-time for our graduates as they enter the workforce. To be able to put on a resume, yeah, I've worked on 1 or 2 feature films. That's amazing.
So Lance and Webb opened the whole capstone track, and at first we were all very hesitant about it, thinking of like, oh, how are we going from a student film to a feature film? But I think this is probably one of the most rewarding things I've done in the last 4 years, especially my senior year.
It's almost like you forget that you guys are students, which is absolutely amazing, you know?
It's been a really cool environment of like soaking in. I feel like everybody's just a sponge and they're trying to take as much in as they can. It's been a really positive environment because of that.
And it is run like a professional set. So I don't see that much difference.
I felt really privileged to be around people who were.
Well, we talked about how Jackson Paul's been struggling offensively over the last handful of possessions. He's been the catalyst on this side of the court, knocks in that first free throw. It's nice to see Jackson Paul up to 11 points now, 2 steals, 2 rebounds, 2 personal fouls, so 10s and 2s, 11 and 2s, I guess. Got one more free throw coming, and he is in and out on that one as Milch pulls it down.
Even Jackson Paul, one of the better free throw shooters, is still only at 60% for the game. That has been the biggest critique for the Foresters all game long.
Milch off the dribble against Jordan. Landon's really started playing some solid defense. KJ is going to be whistled for the personal inside. Looks like he got his elbow a little too high there on Arnis Dooney, excuse me.
That's his third.
You want to hear me butcher some names? Actually, I think I'm pretty good on, but men's soccer is coming up next, and
a big one.
Yeah, it is semifinals, and I'm not sure if we'll have to cut this broadcast short, but we will be hustling to get it over afterwards, so we will not hear from Coach Corey Alford. Whistle coming against, I think, Landon Jordan.
Yeah, that was on Jordan.
That's his 4th, and it's 1-1.
I think it's only his 3rd because
oh yeah, you're right.
His 3rd was counted for good line, so only his 3rd, which is still compared to where he usually is foul-wise. He's usually at 4 by now, so I can see why you would say 4 because that is usually the case here in the second half.
But what I was saying before, Hostetler was fouled, and he does make the first with a friendly roll. We will not have Coach Alford after the game because I have to immediately turn around and get out to soccer. So just so you viewers know, it's going to be a quick into this broadcast, and we will have to move out to the Crossroads League semifinals. That gets main priority tonight after this one because that's the biggest game on campus. Jackson looking to stay hot. Missed that 3. Sparks another O-board. Strong move off glass again.
Lane Sparks with a really good bucket there, and that puts the lead back up to 12. Lane Sparks up to 22.
And 8 rebounds, that time offensive category. Outside, Robles the second, tried to draw the foul. Caden couldn't grab the rebound. Bumped inside was Hostetler. KJ does pull down the second one. Sparks throws it forward to Landon. Could not get it under his possession. Knocked out a play by the Saints.
Well, and you like that choice from Lane Sparks there. You saw Landon had the inside positioning. He had the player in front of him with the basket to his back, and Lane got it right to him. Just Landon Jordan was not able to keep possession as Holy Cross player got a hand on the ball.
Inside, Sparks back to work. Missed a short one. Knocked out a play, and it is off Lane there after he missed that. 7:54 left in this game, but man, Sparks back in the lineup tonight, Ryan. This is what we see from him all the time. 9 of 16 from the field, 3 of 5 from downtown. It's not been the free throw line much, but he is so physical inside and strong as a guard.
Well, and I think that's the reason he doesn't get a lot of calls is because of how physical of a player he is. He likes to go inside. He likes to draw contact. And when you do that a lot, the refs are a lot less likely to call.
Good line, got a tip on that. Nice deflection. Robles from way downtown. Tried going off glass. Here comes Sparks again. Up ahead, KJ catches with the left hand and scores, and Coach Bradick wants a timeout as this is the largest lead of the night by the Foresters, and I guess he changed his mind. He was screaming timeout right in front of us. He's going to let his team play on. Stetler goes to Garwood, falling away 10-footer. Couldn't get it to go. Gizzy grabs the miss. Ichiu looking to pull away. KJ puts it on the floor, right hand this time, and now a whistle comes as Caden's going to go to the free throw line, and he may have gotten bailed out that time as Dooney's got another foul.
Well, and it was very close to being a travel call, but the reason it wasn't a travel call is because a lot of things that, like one of the rule changes in a lot of basketball leagues is the addition of the gather step, as you get that extra step to gather the ball, and that's what he did, and that's why it wasn't a travel, because he did take 3 steps, just one was a gather step, which prevented a travel.
4 points now for Caden Johnson as he knocks that one in. HU up 15. This is good to see them grab this lead and continue to extend it. Caden Johnson puts it on the floor, missed the second one, rebound down to Brimbia. And now Robles will start the offense. 15-point lead for the Foresters. The most separation they've had tonight against a really stingy Saints team. Inside pass, Hostetler against Caden Johnson. Good block inside, kept alive by Goodline. Landon Jordan picks it up. Up to Sparks, who goes up and under and scores. He's up to 24.
And Lane Sparks doing exactly what we all expected from him. He is such a good offensive player, and he has been the catalyst for this Forester offense.
Rambia now off the dribble against Caden Johnson. Hand off to Hostetler. Jordan goes straight up. Whistle comes late, and another foul. The refs a couple of times have waited to see if a shot's going to go down, and then once it doesn't, the whistle comes. And Landon Jordan is whistled for his 4th personal. 6:13 left in this game.
And there have been a couple of questionable calls so far, but that is probably one of the most questionable calls I've seen so far in the game. Is he clearly had both hands up. He jumped straight up and contested it very well. But like you said, sometimes the refs like to see if that shot is going to go in or not. And then depending on whether it goes in or not, they call the foul, and they decide to call it.
Caden Johnson and Landon Jordan check out. Lane Sparks, Drew Goodline, Max Gizzy, Jackson Paul, and Roman Bruvier. And Bruvier, the biggest one's not in there to rebound. He waits for this free throw to go up from Hostetler, and he is able to finish both the free throws. Back within 15, right around the 6-minute mark. Goodline breaks the press, works into the paint, pulls it back now. Get you looking for a 5-0 start. Sparks keeping the hot hand. Goodline keeps the pivot foot down, goes to the lane, hard drive, and scores again.
Does that look like shades of Zach Goodline right there with that drive? That's a beautiful shot.
Goodline having another nice night. O'Neal was open inside, but it's thrown straight out of bounds. And now this Forester defense really showing what they're made of, up 17.
Well, and I mean, their defense was great in that first half as well, but they haven't had their defense lead to their offense yet, and that's something that they have done really well in the second half. Is they're getting these buckets off of these stops, and that's something that the Foresters really look for.
Sparks has it again. He'll go to work in the paint, gets to his left hand. He's got another bucket right at the rim.
The switch of hands mid-air to still finish that. That was an incredible shot.
About 26 now for Lane. That might be what he averages this year, Ryan. He's going to have a chance to really put up some crazy numbers. O'Neal against Jackson Paul. Offensive foul coming as O'Neal is called for that one.
That is, he held his ground. He just stayed exactly in the right position. He stayed in his plane of defense, and when O'Neal completely infringes upon that and charges into him, that is an offensive foul.
Jackson Paul is one of the best at that right there, getting an offensive foul called. Now HU back to work on offense. We'll make sure to show you that here in just a moment. Sparks has it again. Not sure what's going on with the camera work here. We'll show you in a moment as Sparks scores, and he's got another one coming. A chance for 29 at the stripe.
And a chance for a 30. I mean, he is right there on the verge of a 30-point game in his first game back, and I think it's media timeout, right?
It is. We're at the under 5 media timeout. Lane Sparks, 28. Welcome back, 20. The Foresters up 21. Chance for 22 when we come back. 4:45 left in this one. Lane Sparks looking for his 29th point of the night. Last year as a junior, 21.5 points per game. He's 23rd all time on the scoring list. And he's going to climb up that all year long as he's pushing for that 2,000 number, which is going to happen here for HU. We saw Zach Goodline reach that last year. He's 3rd all time as Zach, and Sparks has a chance to be right up around that number. Garwood being defended by Goodline. Robles, O'Neal, right side Hostetler. Now Robles, the second, will go back to work. Garwood had that hot start. It's been a little quiet since. Lane Sparks went straight up. Brembia tips it back.
That's a great hustle play from Brembia. No one boxed him out, and he was able to get the easy second chance points there.
80-60. Forrester's in firm control now. Izzy to Sparks. Lane wants to let it fly again, and he will, and he will keep hitting these shots.
32 on the night. Lane Sparks is now averaging 32 points of the season right now.
And he's got another chance to maybe keep it going. We talked about 30 is no real stranger for Lane. 4 games last year that he had 30 plus. He had almost 40 2 years ago, and he's happy to be back. You see that smile as he's going to check out. His night might be over, but man, Corey Alford's glad to have him back in this lineup.
And he is just an excellent player. He is a good defender. He hustles. He's able to make the tough shots, and he comes up big when you need him to. He is one of the best players in the Crossroads League and the best player on this Forrester squad.
Free throw left short, rebound down to the Foresters. Once again, we will wrap this one up very quickly afterwards. You will not hear from Coach Corey Alford tonight. Drew Goodline. Off the bounce, looking for an option. Gizzy has 3 threes this evening. Tried swinging it over. Bruvier tipped it. No foul coming there from Goodline as Hostetler goes to Robles the second. Left side, Forrester's good defense there. Garwood kept it alive, and then Robles couldn't keep it in bounds.
That's the pressure that Forresters have put on them in this second half. Their effort level on defense has gone up 200% in this second half. And
Saints lineup.
Garwood's still down. I wasn't aware that he was even injured.
He may have stepped on someone's foot.
Yeah, he's going to have to hobble off, and Beth Harrell has been busy tonight. Heading back towards the Saints direction.
Forrester basketball.
That's a tough blow because he's been one of their best players tonight, but he has not been able to get going in this second half at all.
23-point lead, right over 3 minutes left. HU in firm control now, looking like they're going to move to 5-0. Their schedule gets a lot tougher after this one. Teams like Cornerstone, Madonna, Indiana Wesleyan right down the road here in the upcoming months. Brembia fouls Bruvier, and now Roman is going to shoot some free throws.
And that might be Brembier's 5th foul, if I'm not mistaken. I think he... Because 5 fouls means you're done for the night, right?
Yes, should be fouled out, and he is, it looks like.
His night is over, and he has been a great player for them.
83-60. 3:01 left in the game. Roman Bruvier going to shoot some free throws. Just 2 points for Rome tonight. Knocks in that first. Looked like it was a shooting foul, so he's going to get 2 no matter what. Knocks down the first. Didn't feel like HU was going to win this one by 20 plus or around that number, but they really turned it on here in the second half.
Well, and you compare how much they scored in just the first 17 minutes of the second half compared to where they were at the end of the first. They were at 39 points. They scored like 40 plus here in this second half alone. They have been very efficient.
Backdoor cut Bergeson. He got fouled on his way there. It's going to be called on Cade Brenner, his third. 2:47 left. HU up 24. Men's soccer game probably just about ready to kick off outside. But we will take our stuff and move over there here in just a few minutes.
You and Zach Sparks on the call.
It's actually Josh Kessler now.
Oh, it's now Josh Kessler.
Yep, so Josh Kessler is going to be joining me. Miles Good comes in. Tatum Metzger for the first time tonight. 2 freshmen getting a chance over the last 247. Ferguson splits the pair, pulled down by Beagle. Young core out there right now for HU. These are the guys that are going to have to start playing some more minutes as you look at next year. 7, 8 seniors on this roster, and HU's going to have to kind of restart in a way. Brenner had that knocked away by Bergeson. Here come the Saints back the other way with Mukes. Reach in by Beagle, knocked out a play by Landon, and it's Holy Cross basketball. Wait here for the bench to unload. Handful of changes coming in. Kelly, one of them. Halsky, Asher out of Schoolcraft, Michigan, checking in as well.
The Saints.
Weatherspoon gonna come back in. Zavzowski is in the game as well, and Joe Kelly, so pretty much a full change. One more player, Bo Barham's in there as well. Weatherspoon able to hold his dribble. Left side going here with Zavzowski. He'll put it on the floor. St. John, Indiana. Up top, Barham's inside now, working hard. Joe Kelly scores right over the top. Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop Dwenger grad, Joe Kelly. So from right down the road, hasn't seen much time this year, 1 point per game last year. Big fella in there, gets his first bucket. Beagle behind the back, drives to the rim, finds Miles Good, who fires. That one left short. Nice rebound by Caden Johnson. Metzger fires from the left wing and rattles it in. That is exactly what he did in high school, and we're hoping he can start to do for the Foresters down the road as well.
And that's a positive sign. That's exactly what Alford wants to see from the young guys on this team, is come in these last couple minutes and make some shots.
HU up 24. They continue to hang right around that lead at the moment. Zaski up top, Joe Kelly just had that 2-point bucket. Barham's left side to Weatherspoon. 3 on the shot clock, good. Playing great defense. Forced shot up, no good. KJ taps it to Brenner. 1 minute left. Looks like it's going to be a good win at the end of the day for HU. This Holy Cross team, I told you, they battled hard in that first half. They did not make anything easy for the Foresters. Good, trying to get involved. Had that blocked away, 12 on the shot clock.
And this is about what you would expect at the beginning of this game, but if you had tuned in like recently, you would have been like, oh man, this must have been a blowout the entire time. It wasn't. In that first half, it was a really tight game, and Holy Cross played some great basketball.
5-point game at halftime, Ryan. I mean, it was close. Brenner not going to get a shot up as it's a shot clock violation, and maybe just one possession left now for the Saints, as the Foresters are about to move on to 5-0. I'm going to start working on packing up some stuff here so I can run out to soccer here in just a few minutes. But thank you all for tuning in to this game here today on FDN Sports. Student crew in the back, Adam Weiner, has done some great work as a professor here at Huntington to get this going on the air today. And we'll have some more Forester basketball upcoming tonight. No Corey Alford in the post-game interview, but his team is 5-0. Preston Husband, Ryan Holzapple, the rest of the crew. It's a Forester win, 24 points here tonight in Platt Arena. We'll see you next time.
That's your final